Do you want the truth
or something beautiful?
Shirley. Queen Shirley. One time, make it hot, yeah. Tambourines, it's the same, let's go, Come on, let's go. Everybody just drop. Come on, let's go. Everybody just drop, yeah.
You telling lies, but I know the truth. Say that you've been telling lies, yeah. But I know the truth. Well, you've been telling lies, yeah. But I know the truth. Come on, yeah. I've been delivered. I've been delivered. Saying something about me. Saying something about me. I've been forgiven. I've been forgiven. So you ain't got nothing on me. Been telling me lies.
Hi, I'm Vicky.
I'm Tracy.
And I'm Tammy.
Welcome to the Truth Bowl.
Okay, let's go now. Vicky gave me that question.
I will.
Oh, she will. Lord help us all. Okay, pretty good one here. Submitter is LaShawn from Washington, D.C. One of the biggest mistakes I've made in life is being honest with my husband. Everyone has skeletons in their closet, and I admit that I do. But I am sick and tired of him throwing my past up whenever we have an argument. He knows that it hurts me when he uses my past. I love him, but I am at my limit. Should I try to express that he really needs to let it go, or do I let him go on and keep pushing? Let's start with you, Tracy.
So the problem is that whenever they get to a heated argument, whatever the case is, he'll go back and pull up the past.
Right.
And use it against her.
Right.
And her question, I just want to be clear, should I discuss it with him or just forget about it and
let it,
I always believe in bringing issues up with people. That way it frees you up for not having the I guess maybe the guilt or the, just leaving things undone. I'm not a big fan of leaving things undone. And I would say that's not right for him to do that. For if you say if it happened before he came into the picture, or even while he was in the picture, if they forgot about it, why keep bringing it up? Okay. So talk about it, because it's a problem for her and for him, and so somebody needs to discuss it before just walking out. That's my opinion.
Okay, Tammy.
My first thought on when you were reading it, a lot of times when people keep bringing up your past, they're trying to hide something that they're doing. Or
it's possible.
And they don't want you to bring their past up, so they get you first, so it takes the pressure off of them. And so if he keeps on bringing up, and it may be one issue from the way she was sounding, if he keeps bringing that up, then she needs to question him. Why do you keep giving me a hard time about this issue? What are you doing, or what have you done that I have forgiven you of, and we haven't? We're not talking about it, still talking about it. So I would go back to him and say, the mistake has been done. I've asked you to forgive me. If you say you've forgiven me, we're not gonna keep bringing this up. Or she could continue, or she could start bringing some stuff up that he's done. So what she needs to do is she needs to get to the root of why he keeps on bringing that same issue up.
Okay, Vicky.
What is it that she did, and did he say he was going to forgive her?
Okay.
Because it could, maybe it's a recurring problem. We don't know.
Somebody needs to be doing some talking.
Yeah,
somebody needs to really open up and talk, because all of us have past.
But you don't want to keep bringing the same thing up all the time, the same.
That's what I'm saying. Whatever it is, they need to talk about it.
And let it go.
So how do you suggest she go to him with it?
You know what? When it go down right then and there, and then sometimes it's too heated.
Yeah.
You can't. When people get upset, they get angry, you say things you can't take back, So if it's bothering her enough to write into the show, then, just like she took the time out to write this inquiry, this email, or whatever the case may be, she needs to sit down and talk to her husband about this issue. Don't let it go any further, because it's not going to get better, it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
It's going to get worse.
Okay, so in this, like she said, every time they get into heated argument, he brings up her past. So evidently, whatever the past is, he hasn't forgiven her.
Absolutely.
He hasn't forgiven her for it. So y'all say talk to him?
I say talk to him.
Talk to him. Okay, good. Okay, let's move.
You know, to me, a marriage is worth, even if it's worth saving, you know, you gotta talk. You gotta talk
Talk
about
one
it.
more time, then I let it go.
When you say let it go, what do
I
you mean?
would, because how long has he been bringing it up?
Right.
It's
Well,
like
that's-
beating
yeah.
a dead horse.
Right, and I think one of y'all said this here because it's a different. If it happened before y'all got together, that's a different thing. Now, if it happened while y'all together, those are two different
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Because he was affected by it, but before everybody
Exactly.
used to do
But if
something
he's
before.
still there, then maybe he's willing to work it out, and you can't work it out if
But
you
some
keep
people
bringing it
stick
up.
around
Yeah,
just to
that's a
make you
weapon
miserable.
for him
Yeah,
to
that's
use
right.
in his advantage,
Yeah.
you know.
So y'all say talk, Vicky, final word.
Talk one more time and then bounce.
I'm gonna be frank. Piss or get off the pot.
That's good.
And what does that mean?
Either you're gonna use it, the pot, or get on. Y'all done heard that saying, piss or get off the pot. Quit playing. Now, welcome to the Truth Bowl.
Okay, Tammy, final word.
If he's really forgiven her, he needs to stop talking about it, and they need to move on.
Yep, that's the
Okay.
bottom line.
Okay, and if he can't forgive before they walk away from it, maybe he should seek some type of counseling
Yeah.
to work it out. Okay.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I know we have to move on. If he can't forgive, boy, he better make sure he don't do anything else to ask for forgiveness for. Cause you have to, you know, who's not gonna offend somebody? Absolutely. You know, if he can't forgive her, somebody won't forgive him. So that's not good.
Good. Okay. Vicky, let's go ahead and move on to the next one.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, Lord, we never had a
Okay,
bold
all right.
question puller like
Yes.
you before. Okay. Samira is Monica from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yes.
My friends threw a surprise 50th birthday party for me about a month ago. Another friend who is not in the circle is upset because she wasn't invited to the party. I understand her point, however, she's upset with me for something I knew nothing about. She keeps bringing it up, and to be honest, I'm tired of hearing about it.
My Lord.
I want her to let it go. After all, we are too grown for the childish foolishness. How do I get her to understand? I'm sorry, but can't do anything about it. If she continues, am I wrong for distancing myself from her? Let's start with you, Tammy.
Okay, on that issue, the girl already, she doesn't even like whomever is throwing the party. So why are you making a big deal about being in a place that, number one, you don't even like the person?
Well, let's say for instance, it's not so much that she don't like them, but like you may have friends, you and Tracy are friends that are not friends with Elder.
Okay.
And let's say they don't have any problems with each other, but that friend doesn't know Tracy. So they throw you a 50th birthday party or surprise birthday party, and they don't invite Tracy.
But if they don't
have
know
anything
her, how can
personal.
they invite her?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what Monica's saying. Her friend is pissed off at her because she didn't get invited to the party.
It sounded like you were saying that she didn't like the group of friends. Maybe I
No,
misunderstood
she's
the question.
in a different circle of friends.
Okay.
Yeah, so want me to read it again?
Yes, if you
Yeah.
don't mind.
Okay. Monica wrote along. Monica,
Just
next
the first
time
part
around-
of it, at least.
Yeah, my friend threw a surprise 50th birthday party for me about a month ago. Another friend who is not in the circle is upset because she wasn't invited to the party. I understand her point, however, she's upset with me for something I knew nothing about. She keeps bringing it up, and to be honest, I'm tired of hearing about it. I want her to let it go. After all, we are too grown for the childish foolishness.
Yes.
How do I get her to understand I'm sorry, but I can't do anything about it? If she continues, am I wrong for distancing myself from her?
You can answer that.
You know, really, there's no point.
Yeah.
When she even read, she's upset with me because she wasn't invited to the party that someone else thrown for me. Listen to yourself again. You have no control over somebody else honoring you. And I mean, that's really, once you tell this young lady, look, I have no control over that, and for whatever reason, see, sometimes people want to have a reason to be upset with you. That's making yourself have a reason, because she has no, if you threw a party for me and didn't invite her, why is she upset with me?
Exactly.
When you threw the party.
And she's not.
I
even
have
in
no
my circle of
control
friends,
over.
And I don't know who,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you know, when I was a child, I spoke like one. I thought like one. You understand what I'm saying? But when I became a woman, I put that away. Because that really, this woman is immature. And if you get upset over something like that, come on now.
Which is probably the reason she didn't get it.
Absolutely.
Right. Good
That's
point.
probably the reason. And I'm sure this other lady knew her, you ain't coming.
She wouldn't have came to mind.
So bless your heart, sweetheart. My question is, my advice to you is, and I understand as a friend you get concerned because you don't want people to be upset. If you can avoid, if you can talk to them, but sometimes you have to move on because if she's upset over something this petty and childish, come on.
And it's over. There's nothing she can do about
It's
it
almost
anyway.
time for the
Adults?
51st party now. Get over it.
It's not attractive.
Really?
It's not attractive for a woman to
It
be that
is.
silly.
It
It's
is.
just not. It's not a
Yeah,
good.
I wouldn't
It's
even
not a good
address
way.
that.
No, it's not a good fit.
Y'all are killing me.
Yeah, not a good
I
fit.
wouldn't even address that one.
Okay, so
Bless her
final word,
heart.
Tammy.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let
Elder?
it go.
Tell her one more time. I'm gonna say, explain this to you one more time. I had no control over the invites. I have no control. It was thrown in my honor. I didn't have anything to do with it. So, if we can't move past this, then we'll just say, let's just kiss and say goodbye. Not literally kiss, but let's just kiss and say goodbye. Manhattans.
We ain't in agreement with our mama.
Yeah. Let's just kiss and say. Sometimes you gotta just tell people, I love you, but I gotta go. So,
Okay, Vicky.
She won't come to the 51st.
Okay, and something that's very interesting here is that it's amazing how the friend is taking something that is supposed to be for the lady. She's celebrating her
Yes.
and she's made it personal.
about
About
her.
her.
She's
That
made
she
it
ain't
about
a
her.
friend.
Yeah.
She's made it about her.
Trying to rain on your
Absolutely.
parade. Let her
Exactly.
go. Okay, Vicky, move on.
Now we your guests, and you gonna answer the question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just playing. That was a good view. That was a good view. That was a good point.
Gave me a little tick there.
Yeah, she made it about her.
Okay, this is a good one. Serious question. Okay,
Okay.
always on my mind. Miami, Florida. I'm married. I'm a married man who has a sex addiction.
Oh boy.
I've made this known to my wife and she's been patient with me, but I can feel it's causing problems in our marriage. She suggested I join the men's ministry and see if I can find help there. I spoke with the pastor of this ministry and was nervous about sharing with him sharing my problem with him. When I told him what was going on, he says to me, "What man isn't addicted to sex? If this is your problem, you may need professional help. There's nothing I can do." I left there angry, embarrassed, and ashamed. What should I do? Okay, Vicky, we're gonna start with you.
Well, what's his definition of an addiction?
Well, we don't know. He just,
I'm just saying he may like it a lot and she may not want it as much.
but that's causing a problem. at
That's
home.
true.
What is the men's ministry gonna do?
Well, I think he probably thought if he talked with the pastor, he could help him work through it. Huh?
He's making me laugh.
She's just trying to get in some kind of help, some kind of way.
Didn't she know he was an addict when they met?
Things
She married
change
him.
in relationships. Sometimes the
So
men.
is his addiction taking him outside the marriage?
Now,
We
that
don't
I
know. Yeah.
That
See.
we can only assume no.
No.
Maybe it's watching pornography, wanting sex all the time. Who knows? So, should we move on to Elder?
Yes.
Well, I think it's the man. Okay, read it from the top of part again, baby, and give me a fan.
Well, no. I'm a married man who has a sex addiction.
Okay.
I've made this known to my wife, and she's being patient with me, but I can feel it's causing problems in our marriage. Okay. She suggested I join the men's ministry and see if I
Yeah.
can find help there.
Yeah.
I spoke with the pastor of this ministry and was nervous about sharing my problem with him.
Mm-hmm.
When I told him what was going on, he says to me, "What man isn't addicted to sex? If this is your problem, you may need professional help. There's nothing I can do." I left her angry, embarrassed, and ashamed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What should I do?
You know what? I think the title of this, all jokes aside, I think he said always on my mind.
Right.
And a lot of times things are on our mind based on what we see. You see what I'm saying? So I don't really, without really knowing what his addiction is,
Yeah.
he may be looking at, you could just watch BET, that show called Girlfriends or whatever. It's so much, everything is so sexual. And so it's always on my mind because he may always be looking at it and then want to go home and And wife ain't trying to hear it for what but nevertheless, it's a problem because he knows,
Well, he knows.
it's
He knows
always
it's
on
a
his
problem,
mind. He's
so.
always wanting it. Going to the men's ministry, that's the best way she could. The wife probably would say, well, go to the men's ministry, get some help. And I can understand being embarrassed because I don't know what kind of church this is, but a lot of times stuff get out at churches. Confidential is never confidential. You got a friend, you got a friend, you got a friend, somebody tell. But she just trying to get him to get some help. And even the pastor saying, look, this is out of my league, you know, which is really not, because I know it happens, it's going on in the black church or whatever church. It's real in the Christian faith. It's real. And so, you know, I hate the pastor, you know, maybe, you know, I don't know what to do, but tell you get some counseling. He may need some counseling. But then again, a lot of it could be what you putting in, what you looking at every day. Magazines, it's everywhere. You can't get, but apparently at the end of the day, he wants to know his wife in the biblical sense. And she ain't trying to hear it. So it's not working, so it's too much.
And even in that.
Now, when I get married, it'll be all right for me, but I'm just saying, go ahead.
I don't understand it.
And even in that, that could go so many ways. But there may be some things that he wants her to do that she's not willing to do. That may be where the real issue is coming in. And so,
I still think some outside stuff is coming from somewhere.
But he knows he needs some help, so I would go to a sex therapist.
He needs some, he needs professional.
Right,
But he already.
I think, Tracy, you brought up a good point because, like you said, on TV,
It's everywhere.
on billboards, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
So you can't get
Exactly.
around from.
It's in the workplace, you know.
it's in the workplace.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's at church.
Yeah,
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. So he really might need to get
Yeah.
some type of counseling.
Yeah.
Okay, he may need to get some counseling. So what do you think, if his wife is looking at this here, what is some advice for her?
She
You know,
can go
because
with
she's
it.
dealing with this.
They need
Yeah.
counseling.
They could go together.
Okay. So y'all say counseling?
Victoria's
Yes.
Secret.
It's not a counselor.
May help.
No, he needs some help because that could get really, really bad.
She could help. You don't know what she's doing or not doing.
But that's why they need to go to a counselor.
And Victoria's Secret, that's my opinion.
Okay. Okay. Final word, Ella. We got her final word.
Professional
too.
help.
Professional
Yeah, he
help,
needs some
professional
counseling,
help,
yeah.
Professional help. Okay, Victor,
Yeah.
let's move on to
I agree
next
with the
one.
pastor on that one.
But, okay, let's go back to that one before we move on. Because I think probably what made the guy feel ashamed is the way that the pastor did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He minimized it.
He said, what man don't, you know, and all men don't have that
And
problem.
some men do have a higher sex drive than others. And
Right.
a lot of times it's not even with the woman. If he's just wanting sex, we want passion.
Yeah, she can lay down every night. If he wants sex, you know, that's
Yeah.
not going
And it
to
has to be
satisfy
more-
him.
Yeah. That's
You know,
right.
she can break her back and he still want it because he just got to have it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And bless her
So he
heart,
got a
she's still
problem.
sticking in there.
Yeah, so seek professional help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's all right in moderation, baby, but you know. Go ahead.
What does that mean?
I'm just saying, anytime you just it's an overkill, it's a problem. You know, moderation. But I'm just saying, whether it's sex addiction or whatever kind of eating addiction or whatever the case. We've seen a friend laugh at sex, but it's a serious problem.
It really is.
Yeah. Okay, so seek professional help. Everybody in agreement?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Next question is submitted is Betrayed Beauty, and she's y'all homegirl, not Texarkana, Dallas, Texas.
Okay, yeah.
Y'all got
Yeah,
to know.
yeah.
Y'all know that's my cousin.
Yeah.
There you go. Last week I arrived home earlier than normal.
Yes.
30 minutes later, my husband walks in and is on his cell phone, not realizing I'm in the other room.
Oh boy.
I can hear his voice, but can't make out what he's saying. When he realizes I'm home, he quickly gets off the phone and greets me.
Of course.
He sits his phone on the table, goes into the other room, and I picked up the phone and hit send, and a woman answered.
Uh-oh.
I hang up the phone, she calls back. When he comes into the room, he looks at the phone and places it back on the table. I asked him who was it, and he says, oh, that's just Will calling me back. Will is his brother, but that wasn't him on the phone.
Right.
Wilhelmina.
I know my husband is lying to me. What should I do? I think he's cheating. Vicky, let's go with you.
Wilhelmina. Short for Will. Willona.
But Will is his brother, so what should she do?
Apparently there's been a trust issue in the past for her to automatically go and, because he could have been talking to anybody on the phone low. So it sounds like there has been a trust issue in the past for her to immediately go and pick up his phone. So I think they've had problems in the past.
Okay, so what should she do? Should she say something to him?
If she thinks he'll tell her the truth,
Well, he already lied.
yeah, well, he can, no.
Don't say nothing to him?
What is there to say?
Okay. Elder? Tracy?
You know, women are, I just believe women have what we call intuition. You know your partner. I was married once, I'm not talking, just, you know when they are cheating. It's no what do you think I should do. She knew, you can look at his body language, his tone, all that told her right away, this is not a normal phone call between a friend. Because if it was, why not just talk? You know, he didn't know she was in the house. She know it. She might not want to face it, but she know that brother he's probably cheating. And even if you don't get the right answer, let him know I'm not dumb. I know you on the phone talking
But
to
the woman
so-and-so.
answered, right?
Yeah, but she hung up.
But see, she hung up.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? If nothing else, let him know. I know something is going on. He probably deny. That's okay. But for your own benefit, to either you're gonna deal with it. This may be the beginning of the end, or it may be the beginning. It may get better. You know, some of that what the devil meant for bad, that may be the point where your marriage turn. But don't ignore it because he'll think he's so smooth and slick. You see what I'm saying? And I believe stuff will snowball, and if you don't address it, it's gonna get worse
I've
and
been
worse
in that
and
position
worse.
before.
Yeah.
Okay, when you say you've been in a position, what you mean?
You, once the trust is betrayed, you don't trust anything. Everything is questioned that they do. He could have been talking to Will, really, but you question everything once the trust has been broken.
Okay, but she knows.
But she know it wasn't Will, because she called the number back, yeah.
He had sinned, so it called
And
the
the woman-
last
The lady
number.
called right back, and then he pretended it's Will. So she already know what the answer is.
She knows.
She
Okay,
knows.
Tammy?
I would say something to him about it, to let him know that I'm aware.
Absolutely.
We don't even have to have a big discussion.
Absolutely.
But I do know that something is not right.
Mhm.
And what she can do is get quiet and keep her radars up, and then process whatever it is. And if she's gonna stay, there needs to be some common ground.
What if he doesn't change? Does she still stay? Do you
No, I'm saying, I
continue?
say if she's going to stay, there needs to be some common ground. And if she's not, she needs to prepare herself to, do some other things if he's not willing, because he already lied to her.
Yeah.
So that's denial. He's not ready for any, as we say here lately, counseling or whatever else. But let him know that you're aware of what he's doing. And in the midst of that, you prepare your mind for what is gonna come after this.
Right.
Whether
Because-
like she said, whether it get better,
Yeah.
or you go your separate
Because
way.
everybody I don't
And
encourage
so-
people just leave, just leave. It's a marriage. You don't know how long they've been married. A lot of older married couples, we talked to a young lady, not complex, they stayed, she said, that's my husband, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And sometimes they stay till that man changes, even though
Right.
they, he the husband, he providing, whatever the case may be, however she decides to work that out, but don't lie
It's
to
only what she
yourself.
can deal with and what
Don't
she
lie to
can handle.
yourself.
Okay, well, let me ask you
Don't
guys
lie to
this,
yourself.
because you're saying confront him with it, but before she confront him with it, are there steps that she needs to make? Questions she needs to ask herself, and I'm asking you guys this here, because when she asks him, of course he's gonna deny it, because
Right.
he already denied
Yeah,
it.
she has a right as a wife. Cell phone is 21st century. Maybe he got a different cell. Check your cell phone. Check your numbers out. That's your husband. You have a right as a wife. To do a little investigating work.
So you don't think she violated his privacy by checking his phone? No?
No,
Okay, so she had all right to
no,
check phone.
no. I don't.
There
Check
is
the
no
phone.
privacy.
Okay, there is no privacy.
There is
okay.
no privacy in
Because-
a marriage.
Because
Yeah.
if she goes to him, of course, he's gonna say
Oh,
no.
yeah.
So that's why I'm asking, do you think,
That's what I'm
because she
saying.
has to take her own steps first, am I going to stay here and deal with
That's
it?
why I
Or
said-
how far am I gonna push
Yeah.
it? Because he's gonna say no. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Y'all
why
say something to him about it?
I
Yeah,
still say
I would let
for
him,
her
I would let
own
him know
benefit.
that I'm aware
Right.
of what's going on. It don't have to be an argument about it, but I'm just letting you know, I do know that something is going on.
But saying something is going on.
And she can
still
say what it
stand
is.
there.
That's why I say she's got to process the thought. That's why I
Right.
said, and then know how to carry on from that situation forward. Whether she's gonna stay in the marriage, and it may take some time for her to do that.
Yeah.
and then or come back around and say, okay, let's talk about it.
Would just stand there tell him it's okay to treat me any kind of way to do what you're doing?
Not necessarily. It's a method
Yeah,
to the
it's
madness.
so much involved with a
It can send some
marriage.
mixed signals
Of course,
sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's so much involved.
Just like he sent mixed signals.
But you know what? All marriages are not ordained by God, and some people are in these because that's what they want to be in.
True.
And they're just forcing a
True.
square peg into a round hole.
Y'all Texas cannons, y'all have
Yeah,
something-
but what I'm saying is, but once he said I do, you know, he agreed.
Yeah.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So now it's a marriage. So for, you know, even though, and my thing of it is, if it wasn't ordained and he cheating, get out,
That's right.
go. You know, but you choose not to. You choose to stay and cheat. So you know, if you choose to stay and cheat, then you the consequences are, you have to go. No, you know, it's like when you apologize to somebody. Don't go apologizing, expecting them to apologize back. Go for your own benefit. So my thing is, go to him saying, look, I know that wasn't Willie. You know, I called the number back. Whatever's going on, you know, however she's going to do it for her own strength and for her own peace of mind and for her own.
Right, and be strong enough so, because she'll end up being like the other question where the guy kept holding bringing the wife's past.
Yeah.
If
Yes.
you're gonna stay,
Yes.
if you're gonna
Yes.
stay and forgive him,
Yeah.
stay and
Right.
forgive.
Right.
Don't
Right.
bring it up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
so
know,
okay, go ahead.
She may have to work some things out.
Right.
You know, he may be a big provider. Well, okay, well, I'm going to stay 2 more months. I see what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me
That's
get
what
my
I say,
ducks
yeah,
in a
that
row.
process,
Whatever,
yeah.
you know. But, you know, again, I always say, you know your partner. You know.
You know your point?
Oh, you know.
So final word, Vicky.
It depends on how long it's been going on. This could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. That's another saying, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's a worldwide saying Texas County can't take credit for that. Tracy.
This could be the Tyrone Davis. You reach a turning point in your life. Reach a turning point. This could be the turning point, whether it's good or bad. That's what I'm saying. This could be, you know, it could be a disaster. What we thought was going to be a disaster, it turned our marriage around.
Okay.
Because she may realize, maybe I'm not being the wife I should be. You just never know.
I think he needs to be made aware of it.
Oh, definitely.
Make aware of it. Okay, and if he denies?
Then she'll have to decide on what she wants to do, whatever avenue that is, and
Yeah.
it could be several avenues, whether she's going to stay in it, or she could come back to him and say, I don't want. That could go so far. So at least let him know that you know what's going on, and then she'll have to take some time to process on how she wants to proceed afterwards.
Okay. So final question as we close this segment out, and I'm gonna go one by one. Do you prefer the truth or do you prefer something beautiful?
The truth.
The truth? Okay. Other?
I shall know the truth, and it shall make me free. The truth.
Tammy?
I like the truth.
Okay, good. Well, thank y'all for coming to the Truth Bowl, episode 10. Thank y'all very much. All right. That's a wrap.
You wave.
Oh no! Oh, we got a couple more questions. Dang, y'all gonna finish the show.
I thought we was through.
I did too.
This is Truth Bowl Unplugged.
Oh, okay.
Notice invisible, a fly on the wall. Truth is, you never had much. Who's even out of touch? Nobody got you. Truth is, you weren't even needed. Always mistreated, black and blue. Truth is, you couldn't handle it. No, they just wouldn't quit or leave you alone. Truth is, confusion was setting in. Knew that you couldn't win out on your own. Truth is, you try to ignore it, but you couldn't forget you're not that tough. Truth is, the sticks and the stones cut right to the bone. You had enough.